Okay, week 8. It's Friday for you guys at least, and it's UPA time. We have 5 games left, including this one, which is pretty cool in the regular season. And in this game, which we will be looking at today, we are going to face the Boston Cyndaquils. They are coached by Incog, and a few weeks ago, I needed to breed my Charizard because, we all do our things legit here. And unfortunately, the bot was down, and I didn't really know who to turn to. Luckily, Incog was sitting right there and was able to breed my Charizard for me, and for that particular week, he was the hero for team building. So big shout outs to him there. And he also is almost there to 600 subscribers, so please make sure to go check out my opponent this week. His link will be in the description, prioritized as he is my opponent, as I always do for our videos. And I will spoil for you guys, moving on, we did lose last week, so, we're pissed. And we're going to go into this week not holding back whatsoever, because I'm not trying to lose a second game in a row. Speaking of being pissed, I do have a new PC coming in very soon, which is going to make the editing process a lot better, and probably the quality of these videos a little bit better. But I'm pissed because it hasn't came in yet, so it's late. Fun stuff all around. But that's besides the point. We're going to look into the matchup, and it's pretty solid. There's only 2 things that I'm really scared of. Besides that, I think we're going to be looking pretty good. But let me show you what we are packing with this week. However, before I talk about my team, I need to show you my opponent's team. It's on screen. I will quickly list it off. It is G-Max Anaconda, Melmetal, Tapu Bulu, Goodra, Suicune, Bronzong, Mantine, Regieleki, Poliwrath, Golbat, and Oranguru. Now, I did just mention that there were 2 things I was worried about the most. That is Substitute Melmetal and Goodra. Let's talk about Melmetal first. While Melmetal isn't initially the scariest thing against my team, I can't one-shot it with any single Pokemon, right? And there's a few things like Dragalge, for example, or the Frostlass that are forced out because of Melmetal, giving it a free substitute potentially. And my main wall to this thing is a Ferrothorn, and it's a Ferrothorn that does not have Body Press, so it can't break its sub. So right there's a little bit of an issue. My Rotom isn't the greatest switch into Melmetal just because it's more offensive this week. So giving that thing free turns to click buttons against my team is going to be pretty scary. On the other hand, Goodra as well, same deal. Coverage moves, if Goodra clicks the correct button, it gets a kill. Granted, it is a lot more prediction reliant than Melmetal is, though if, again, the prediction is correct, Goodra can just claim. And there is something that I wanted to mention as an honorable mention. Trick Room Bronzong, same reasons, it allows Melmetal and Goodra to do a bunch. Bronzong itself isn't really a big threat to my team, though, setting up Trick Room allows those 2 things to be really threatening. And then finally, Calm Mind Suicune. I have a lot of ways to deal with it, but it's a Suicune, so there's just something I have to prep for. And that's basically it for my opponent's team. I want to let you guys know I'm not bringing G-Max Charizard this week. The second week of this season, we are not bringing it. Not that it had a bad matchup, it's just that with my game plan that I actually have this week, it didn't really fit. And speaking of game plan, I think the reason I lost last week was a mix of just my opponent playing better and my game plan just being screwed up from the start. This time, it's very set and solid. I have to hazard sack my opponent this week, and I'm going to try and clean up with Calm Mind Sigilyph, just because of how good it looks in this battle. But that's going to wrap it up for this portion of the team builder. We're going to go look at my team now. What I am bringing to this game this week consists of Frostlass, Rotom Wash, Crocodile, Ferrothorn, Sigilyph, and Dragalge. After taking a few weeks off, Frostlass is coming back for another game this season. Frostlass is running max special attack with a modest nature, 164 in speed, holding the expert belt, moves being Ice Beam, Triple Axle, Shadow Ball, and Thunderbolt. Now, first I will say the speed is for max speed Suicune. He has a really big gap in speed tiers, and I don't think he's going to be running max speed Golbat if he even brings it, so I decided to speed keep for that. This coverage can clean late game if Sigilyph doesn't. I didn't mention that that's how I wanted to win, but if that goes wrong or I use Sigilyph in other ways, Frostlass can clean up the game. The only thing I need is Chip. I need Chip on like everything, but Melmetal to be like really low, because Shadow Ball only does like 30-ish% to that thing, so definitely need a lot of damage on that. I do have the triple axle for the Goodra, because if Goodra is Assault Vest, Ice Beam is doing like nothing to it. So I decided triple axle would be worth it. Even with the minus attack nature, it still basically OHKOs it after a little bit of like Rock's Chip. So that's why Frostlass is there. And it's just here to just generally revenge. If Melmetal doesn't come, then Frostlass's job's easier. If it comes, then I might just have to wait to use it. But that's our first Pokemon of the week. Our next one is like a staple at this point. It's Rotom Wash. It comes like every week. It is running max HP to 12 speed with a timid nature to outspeed Goodra, and the rest in special attack, holding the leftovers, moves being Nasty Plot, Volt Switch, Thunderbolt, and Hydro Pump. Nasty Plot Volt Switch is very useful because if Bulu or the Goodra want to come in, I can Nasty Plot on their switch in and then Volt Switch to get some extra chip damage. I did want Will-O-Wisp on the set, but I didn't really want to take anything else off. If Suicune is really boosted up with Calm Mind, I didn't want to Nasty Plot and then just Volt out of there. I'd rather just stay in and click Thunderbolt. So we're going to go with this set. It's not the greatest Melmetal switch in, but because I am max HP and holding the leftovers, it does give me some defensive utility to switch into that thing. The same can be said for Sandaconda. So Rotom is going to be my switch into those things, despite being more of a bulkier setup Pokemon this week. Basically, just a good offensive pivot in this game. Finally, it can beat my opponent's 3 water types, because he's got 3 of them, Suicune, Mantine, and Poliwrath. Rotom has no problem against those. So just like Frostlass, once Bulu and Goodra are gone, if they come, Goodra's definitely coming, then Rotom's going to have a field day against my opponent's team. Moving on to our third Pokemon, this is definitely the most interesting set of the week. This is Crocodile. Crocodile is max attack, 164 speed with the Jolly nature, with the Intimidate ability and the weakness policy. Moves being a Stealth Rock, Taunt, High Horsepower, and Knockoff. Now, first off, rocks have to go up ASAP. That's just how it is with this set. No matter what I want to do with it, rocks have to go up. Because this thing is my greatest answer to Regieleki, which is only a really good spinner on this team unless Mantine comes. And then Crook can always beat that, so keeping up rocks shouldn't be too big of an issue. Second, besides Tapu Bulu, Dual Stab is all I needed for this game. High Horsepower is there, so Earthquake isn't nerfed by the grassy terrain. So that's pretty cool. And then one big note I want to mention is that there's a weakness policy on this set. I had no idea what item to run on this, so assuming if Bulu doesn't come, I can always knock out anything with a knockoff into a +2 high horsepower. Even defensive Suicune dies to that. So I just wanted to see if I can get it to work. It's not a priority to have the weakness policy proc and me just go in, but it would be really nice if that opportunity arises. And then I throw on Taunt as a move just to stop substitute on mons like the Melmetal, the Suicune as a last ditch effort, Coil Sandaconda because that can be a little bit of an issue, stuff like that. It's a very weird hybrid of just utility with rocks and taunt, offense, defense with Intimidate. This set kind of has everything. So I'm really looking forward to see how it works in this game. Our fourth member of the team is another staple. It's Ferrothorn. Max HP, max defense with a relaxed nature, holding the Rocky Helmet. Moves being Spikes, Leech Seed, Power Whip, and Gyro Ball. My opponent does not have a fire type, very limited fire coverage, and just a little bit of fighting coverage. So right there, Ferrothorn looks amazing. Just like Crocodile getting rocks up, I do want to get Spikes up as fast as I possibly can. This thing just sits in front of my opponent's team and just doesn't die, which is just amazing. Ferrothorn does that a lot of games, but in this particular one, it is very good. I do have to prioritize using this against stuff like the Tapu Bulu, the Regieleki, and Melmetal particularly, but again, I can kind of sit in front of like the Suicune, the Mantine, Leech Seed, get my health back, just be a really annoying Pokemon. And that's just all Ferrothorn's job is this week, just to be annoying and give me that solid defensive backbone that my team needs. Not much else to talk about it, and we can move on to our fifth Pokemon, which is our WinCon this week. It's Sigilyph. This is the first time Sigilyph is coming as a WinCon this season. This is max special attack, modest with the Life Orb and 228 speed. Moves being a Calm Mind, a Psyshock, Heat Wave, and Roost. Now, I thought about other items, but I felt like Life Orb was fine because of the immediate power that it gives me. I don't necessarily need the Calm Mind, though it is very helpful. The only reason Calm Mind is kind of sketchy is because if Regieleki comes, I would need multiple boosts in order to just even take a hit well. So I feel like that might not be worth it if it comes. But if it does, then this thing goes in. Like, I can Calm Mind in front of, like, everything except for, like, his physical attackers. But most of his physical attackers, I either one-shot or almost one-shot. Like, Melmetal, I can't Calm Mind on it, but Heat Wave almost knocks it out. Same with Tabubulu. Almost knocks it out, but I can't set up in front of it. I think the only thing I have to be weary of is, besides the Regieleki, of course, is Sandaconda, just because I am running a Psyshock and not Psychic. If this thing is still not G-maxed yet, even with some boosts, I can't really knock it out or do significant damage, while he can just Stone Edge or Max Rockfall me into Oblivion. So I do have to kind of stall out that before I get Sigilyph going with Calm Minds, because I can Calm Mind alongside like Suicune, or just Calm Mind in front of Mantine or Goodra, and then just kind of clean up my opponent's team from there. Because I should always win those 1v1s barring crits. So that is Sigilyph. It is going to be amazing in this game. And then finally we have Dragalge. This is like the filler mon this week. Max special attack, modest nature, 140 speed, and 116 HP with the Haban Berry. Moves being Draco Meteor, Sludge Bomb, Thunderbolt, and Flip Turn. This is like a niche answer to the Goodra because there are some Pokemon that struggle with Goodra on this team, like the Rotom. The Ferrothorn sort of struggles with it because of just Sap Sipper and stuff. I have to watch out for Goodra, so it just gives me another answer. I do like Flip Turn as a nice pivot. I do have speed to outspeed a Melmetal unless it's running a lot, which I don't think it should in this game. So I'd really like the ability to pivot in this game with this Pokemon. I think it's going to be nice. It gives me another Bulu and Reggie answer. It beats their bulky waters unless they're already boosted. Stuff like that. Not the most important member of the team, but I felt like it was worth throwing on here over a few other things, just to give me some more defensive backbone, as I do have a decent amount of it already in this game, but I just felt like more wouldn't hurt, right? And that's just Dragalge, a really quick rundown, but again, not the most important Pokemon on this team. And that's going to wrap it up for this team builder. I think this one was a little bit longer than usual. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Shoutouts to Incog again. His link will be in the description below. Go check him out. That's all I got from this team builder section. If there's anything I left out, I'll either put it in the description or in a text box somewhere on screen. And that's going to be it. I'll see you guys in the battle. Alright, so here we are in the battle. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. So we have an interesting matchup. There is a Melmetal on my screen, which is something I kind of didn't want to see, but it's here. And Regieleki, also something that kind of annoying, but not the end of the world. No Bronzong though, which is kind of nice. And I think I got everything. This is sort of what I expected actually. A little bit off, but pretty close. No Bronzong's really nice. The biggest threat to my team is definitely Goodra. I have to watch out for that quite a bit. But I'm just going to cross off some notes as I always do at the beginning of each battle that I am a part of. And then we'll be good to go afterwards. How much time do I got left? I got 47 seconds. In regards to lead, I kind of like Crook. It was my go-to, and I still think it's a pretty good lead because it pairs up against everything except for Suicune and the Bulu. And I have ways to deal with both of them. So I will just lead off with the Crocodile, and we'll be set to go. So, yep, here we go. I'm excited for this one. And hopefully we can bounce back with a win after last week's loss. If you guys haven't seen that battle, that's what happened, sadly. But yeah, no Bronzong, really nice. So once again, good luck, have fun to my opponent. That's a really colorful trainer card. That's nice. Know this, know that. As we're going to see, I don't know what that is. That is Regieleki. That is the best lead we could have asked for. So yeah, that is like amazing. I'm going to just set up rocks, and we'll be good to go. I could taunt to try and stop screens, but they're actually really not a big deal. And he has no removal outside of this, and I always beat this. So we'll just get up rocks. My goal in this game is to try and get up hazards really early, and then just clean up with the Sigilyph. So hopefully that's how this game ends up going. The biggest threats to my team, obviously Suicune if I don't deal with it. And another big threat to my team is going to be a substitute Melmetal. Melmetal itself isn't a big deal, but again, if it's sub and it gets it up, then, could be some potential issues. But getting the lead right was really nice, because I just get free rocks. And if Bulu wants to come in, I'm not really too scared of it. I definitely think this... Let's see where this goes, basically. As they're going to withdraw. Knockoff would have been not bad there, but I'm fine with this as well, as he just goes into Bulu. I'm just cool with this. Shiny Bulu looks amazing, so nice to see. And what I can do is either go out into Dragalge or Ferrothorn. Ferrothorn looks like amazing in this game. I think Dragalge is going to be the better move here. So definitely switching out. Dragalge isn't half bad either though. But Ferrothorn's just so good here. But I could get up hazards. That's the thing. I could get hazards. Yeah, Dragalge is... Yeah, let's go Ferrothorn. I know if he chips me down early, that could be problems late game, but his removal isn't great in this game, and if I can get up hazards really early, then it would just be amazing for me. Even if he predicts this, as he gets up a sub, a little bit annoying, but I do, so he's probably like sub seed, Horn Leech, and then maybe a fighting move. I just click... I want to click Gyro Ball first. I at least want to break its sub to see what my opponent's going to do before anything. Again, close combat would be like bad on this, against me, but we'll see what, I have Rocky Helmet, Iron Barbs, that's a lot of chip. I get Grassy Terrain, so it's basically like I have leftovers on this set. If he doesn't have anything for Ferrothorn, then this is just amazing. I Gyro Ball once, then I put up spikes. If he does, then, I might have to switch out into like Dragalge or something. You guys see there's no Charizard on your screen because I didn't bring it this week. I had a decent matchup, but like everything on my team kind of had a good matchup. As it's going to go for Calm Mind. Okay, not what I was expecting, but that's a thing. That's a special set. Let me think about this. Well, I'll definitely break the sub here, no questions about it. I don't know what Bulu gets. That could really hurt me, to be honest. I don't know if this thing gets Focus Blast. I think I'm still just going to Gyro Ball. I mean, if he has the Focus... He doesn't click... I mean, he doesn't click anything that really hurts Dragalge. So I think Dragalge is actually going to be the better play here. Because you don't click D-Gleam. Wait, Calm Mind sub. He has to have a Grass move, right? And I guess D-Gleam. Calm Mind again. Okay, okay. A little scary. Sludge Bomb should still be doing so much to this thing, though. Even if he is the berry. Yeah. Unless he's the Kevia berry, I just click Sludge Bomb. Because if he goes down to Melmetal, I can flip turn the next turn. Is he Calm Minds again? Okay. Whew. Wow, he's going for it. If I trade Dragalge for Ferrothorn, I mean for Bulu, it's a little annoying, but it's not really the end of the world. As that's going to literally just knock him out. Wow, okay, I wasn't expecting that, but I'm also cool with it. So down goes Bulu and the terrain is gone. Kind of wish I had terrain, but not the end of the world. That could have been scary. I always have ways to revenge it, so it's really not the end of the world, but, a +3 Calm-Minded boosted mod from anything is really kind of a threat, so we did get that out of the way. Let me think here. Because that's gone, Crocodile looks pretty good. What else looks good here? Rotom Wash can be a little bit more free. In fact, if Goodra goes down or just gets chipped, Rotom kind of just wins. I guess I need Regieleki to take some chip. But we do have Rocks up. The scariest thing would be Sandaconda here, as that is what comes out. I didn't want to see this, but it's what we're going to see. I think saving Dragalge is going to be the correct move. Though I don't necessarily need this. It's really nice though, so I'm actually going to switch, and I have switched into this anyway. I have the Rotom Wash. Rotom would be nice to have later on, but honestly, trading health is not really the end of the world here. So I'll just go on the Rotom Wash. Not going to flip turn because he's faster. If he coils, a little bit annoying, but again, not really the biggest deal. And he actually just G-maxes. Okay, that's nice. I mean, well, it's nice, quote, quote. It's not really great, but if he clicks G-max Sandblast, that's great. Now, I want to do some calcs here real quick. I probably should have calced before I switched so fast, but at least I can pull up Cyndaquils while this animation goes on. And we can see what it's going to do to me. Sandblast, that's perfect. In fact, I think I'm just going to plot up now. Because he's G-max, so he always lives a hit, but if I'm at +2, he doesn't. And Rockfall shouldn't do a crazy ton to me. So I'm actually going to nasty plot up. This thing doesn't get a grass move, I don't believe. So, yeah. And then we're going to Hydro Pump the following turn, and it should knock out Sandaconda, unless he's really Spit F. But yeah, this will do like 40-ish%. Yeah, about that. He has no attack. If he is Spit F, he doesn't live the hit. But I'm cool with it. Trading Rotom would be a little bit annoying, but I'm not like completely against it. Only because Suicune exists, though I do have a way to beat Suicune outside of Rotom. It's just my best way. So I do Hydro Pump here. If he switches, that's fine, because then his G-Max ends a turn early. So we'll see. We will see what my opponent wants to do. But no, Suicune, it could be a problem, but I have like Taunt on... I have Taunt on Crook. Unless I'm burnt, Ferrothorn exists. I am Expert Belt T-Bolt and Frostlass, so that does a chunk. Sigilyph 1v1s it. Dragulge, it's fine. Like, I'm not really too worried. As I'm going to pump, and we're going to kill it. That's great. This is going really well, because now he has to go into Goodra. Unless he wants to take like 80% at least to Melmetal, he has to go that. Or I guess Regieleki too, but I have really good switch-ins to that thing, so I'm not really too worried about Regieleki at the moment. So Sandaconda's gone, Tapu Bulu's gone. It's looking alright. As we can see what my opponent wants to do. If he goes Goodra, I can actually just Volt Switch. And if he kills me because he's Scarfed, then that's fine. He's locked into a move. So things are going really good right now. Again, they could still go south with like a sub-Melmetal or if I don't handle Suicune correctly, but we're definitely on the up foot right now, which is definitely what I wanted here. Well, we hope you guys are having a fantastic day today, as we're going to see what Drip comes out, and that's going to be the Goodra, yep. Kind of what I expected. I get just Volt Switch here. If he is Scarf and kills me, not a big deal. I mean, I prefer him not to be Scarf and outspeed me, but he might be. Especially if he locks into, like, Power Whip. That's, like, best case scenario. Because then I go out into, like, Dragulge, as he's not Scarf. I Volt Switch, does, like, nothing, but it is Permanent Chip. Now I have to think about what I'm going to go into. I don't have the best ways to deal with this defensively, to be honest. I still have, like, everything off full, though, which is nice. I need to keep Ferrothorn around. Crook is really good. I don't want to switch hard Sigilyph in, though Sigilyph is pretty decent here. I think I just go Ferrothorn and set up a Spike. As much as Ferrothorn's really good here, I don't really mind sacking it off here to like a Flamethrower as he actually clicks. Good move on my opponent's part. That just kills me. That just straight up kills me. Big yikes. But we know it's not Scarf, so I can revenge this thing with like Frostlass. Maybe not Frostlass because of the... maybe this is the time where I Calm Mind with Sigilyph. No, because Regieleki's still around. I think I go into Dragulge and drop a Draco. No. Let's actually... let's go to Frostlass. Why not? Let's go Frostlass. I don't really care. What do I have that's faster than this Goodra? Outside of Frostlass, I have... Yeah, I can just Ice Beam. What do I Triple Axle? Because Ice Beam probably doesn't kill this. But I think I'm okay with that. Because Frost Slice isn't amazing at this point. Yeah, let's Ice Beam. Because it does a little bit more to Melmetal than Triple Axle. As that's going to be Melmetal. I'm going to take a little bit of Rocks Chip, which is nice, and then the Ice Beam Chip. That does a lot, actually. Was that a crit? That was a crit. I was about to say, that did some damage. I think I can go on the Rotom, or do I just sack Frostlass? How do I revenge this? I revenge it if I get a little bit more chip on it. So let's actually go out. Let's just Shadow Ball. Because if he kills me, I can just go on the Crook, and then High Horsepower. Or even Knock Off, depending how much this does. ET Waves. Okay, annoying. That is annoying. The Sandstorm is gone. And what I'm going to do here, I think... I should run the Rotom if I knew that was going to be a thing. I don't think he can click anything against Frostlass that does a lot to Rotom unless it's Darkest Lariat. So yeah, let's go on the Rotom and Volt Switch. Save this Frostlass. Some of my answers to the Suicune are like sort of going, like Ferrothorn's gone. Rotom's probably gonna have to take a hit here, but I'm okay with it. This Goodra is definitely just the biggest threat at this point. But if I find a good opportunity to Calm Mind, I think I'll be okay. And the fact that now he's in range of Draco, I think, after the Rocks chip is really nice. So we'll switch out here. We'll go in the Rotom. I don't think he's going to knock me out here. If he does, he does. But let's see what it's going to be. He actually withdraws. Is he going to Goodra? Uno Mas. That is going to be the Suicune. That is actually really amazing. As he takes the Rocks. And I can... I think Volt Switch. Or do I just plot? I don't remember Goodra's health, which is kind of an issue. I think I just Volt Switch. Yeah, because I still have switch into this. If he stays in, then good play, but I don't think he's going to stay in. I'll just go on to Gauge and then flip turn. So get that momentum going so we can never get some free switches. And yeah, still not a bad spot. So yeah, I always have good counter. He stays in and he's faster. Okay. I will live this hit with ease, yeah. And I'll Volt Switch and do a lot of damage to it. We'll see how much. Not as much as... that's about right, actually. And now we can go out into... Dragalge. And flip turn, I think. Or I can just go back out. Well, he's faster, so actually I don't want to do that. Or do I T-Bolt? No, I think... Well, T-Bolt's not really a bad play, honestly, but he doesn't die to it, I don't think. Let's just flip turn. We'll just flip turn and Volt Switch again. It's really not a big deal. If he Ice Beams, I'll do a chunk, but I mean, I'll live it, and then it's fine. Best case, he switches into, like, Melmetal. He actually switches. Melmetal, that's best case scenario. That is awesome. Because he's going to take the Rocks, and now he's going to take this flip turn. Nice. That does nothing, but it gets us out of there, which is the important part. He's at like 25%, so let me see what Rotom's doing to me. I think I'll just kill with Volt Switch. But I don't want to like risk it if I don't have to. Oh, I might not, actually. So let's just go on the Crook. Or Sigilyph. No, Crook. Crook's always better. So we Intimidate. And can I knock off? Pretty sure I can. He's at 25-ish%. Yeah, this thing is so bulky for no reason. I'm going to High Horsepower. I mean, he's got no switch into it anyway. I'm just scared if I miss. But we'll click it anyway. As he stays in, and it connects, and we knock out the Melmetal. Nice.
So that thing is gone. I think... What was that? Oh my god. The only way he beats this is with the Suicune. So honestly, I think it is worth saving this thing. In fact, it is worth saving this thing. I'm going to switch out and go back out into Rotom. So, yeah, Melmetal's gone. At this point, as long as I just keep Crocodile around, it's just a win. Because he doesn't outspeed Goodra. Goodra doesn't outspeed Crook. And I just destroy Regieleki. And I just need a little bit more chip on Goodra to knock it out. With Crook, this thing's getting whittled down. He's just going to click Surf again, which is just great for me. And I can just click Volt Switch again. Or I might just T-Bolt this time. Yeah, I'll just T-Bolt this time. Yeah. If he goes on to Goodra right now, I might lose a diff point because of it. But otherwise, this is the play. Plus, Rocks into T-Bolt into a Volt Switch is just going to rack up on Goodra very fast. I keep mentioning that Mon, but I only mention it because I know at this point I'm in a really good position. It's just scary because in prep that was the most scariest thing, as he is going to switch out probably into the Goodra. Yeah, so Volt Switch would have been better, but this isn't bad. Takes the Rocks chip. It's going to take this T-Bolt and is going to have to take the Volt Switch afterwards. Para would be nice, but I'm not going to, not going to like beg for it. Yes, we now Volt. And we go into probably Sigilyph, maybe Dragolge. Probably Sigilyph though. Because Psyshock kills at this point. And it kills Suicune too. And Regieleki just takes a load from it. So we're going to Sigilyph now. Frostlass wouldn't be a bad sack, but I think Sigilyph is still better. So, yeah. Going to this. I don't think I'll die to one hit unless it's like Specs Draco, as he just clicks Power Whip, so we're going to take like nothing from this. And now I can just Psyshock. As much as I want to Calm Mind and just finish this off, the Regieleki still exists. So Psyshock is always the better play. As it's going to knock out this Goodra, at least it should. Yeah, Goodra goes down. So that's gone. And there's no way... I don't think he beats Dragolge at this point. So it looks like we're just going to wrap this up. If Suicune comes out, that might tell me he's Scarfed. He actually just might be Scarfed. I wouldn't be too shocked. Regieleki's always faster, but I have a Crook. That is just the easiest switching in the world. As the Suicune comes out, what I'm going to do is still stay in because I don't think Ice Beam kills me. And Psyshock. As we'll see what he wants to do here. As he is Scarfed. Ice Beam, it might kill me? I don't know. That I lived on too. And we should knock this out with the Psyshock. Yeah, that goes down, and all there is left is Regieleki. Because I lived, I get to save a differential point, which is really nice. Not that it really matters too much. I don't, like, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but if you can get it, you can get it, right? So this thing comes out. I can't think of a world where this beats Dragolge and Crook. I really just can't, so I'm going to just switch into Crook and do the deed now. And that should be it. I was really worried. That Tapu Bulu getting up to +3. I don't think that thing can really do a crazy ton. But just the fact that I got up to +3 was really scary. But it's nice to see Sigilyph put in work finally. I think it got its first kills of the season. I don't think it had one prior to this. I mean, if it's a physical Regieleki, then we just shut it down. It's Hyper Beam. I actually did calc for this. I should live this every time, even if it's Specs. Am I at max? Yeah, I should live this. Yeah, I actually did that calc. That's really funny how it actually showed up. As we were just high horsepower at this point and knock it out. That should be Specs. I'm pretty sure that's Specs. And we're going to knock out the Regieleki, and we're going to win 4-0? I think that was 4. Froslash, Dragalge, Crook, and Sigalith. Or was that 5? It was 5. Okay, so we win 5-0. GG to my opponent. Thank you for the battle. Everyone, make sure to go check out his content. His YouTube link will be in the description below. As I mentioned in the team builder, and I'm going to mention it here, I checked out his content before the battle and a little bit before because I've been keeping up with the UPA coaches, and I've been enjoying his content. He brings some really fun sets, but sets that can still work, of course. And he's a good battler, so please go make sure to check him out. I'm not sure who we face next week. It might be Sir Jorge, but don't ride me to it. And we're gonna bump up to a nice 7-1? Yeah, 7-1. So that's really nice. But once again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you next week for the battle. Peace out.